Hello, I'm Dahl Russell. Welcome back to Practice the Cello with Cara. I think there's a little bit of a reflection of sunlight in my glasses. Pardon me for that. We're going to continue with the Piatti method, the left hand. We're on page 3 of the edition that I have on exercises 4 and 5. But I'm going to start again with exercise 1 on page 2, the scale of C major, because I think it's always just a good idea to get that scale and the fingering and the intonation back in your fingers before you start on other exercises in that key. So we'll start again just with full bow strokes. Adjusting as you go. A couple times my intonation wasn't correct there, so I just kind of adjust as I go. That's what practicing is. Let's try the scale one more time, this time with 2 notes to a bow. Up bow, down bow, down bow, up bow, down bow. How'd that go? If I were practicing on my own, I would pause this here and do that again because I made some mistakes in it. But right now we're going to go on to number 4. Now before I do, a tiny bit about intervals. I don't know if you know your intervals yet. When you play an interval, that would be a 1. You're playing an open string, C, and the same note. The second would be 1, 2. So that's your second interval. The third, because you've played 1, 2, 3. So that's your third interval. Adds your fourth interval. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll add the fifth. I think that's a little flat. 1, 3, 5 is a triad. The triad is 2/3, a third, and then another third. So the 2 exercises we're working on today, 4 and 5, are number 4 is for triads, or I'm sorry, thirds, and number 5 is for fourths. Thirds, we're often used to thinking about in thirds, so this ought to be pretty easy. And then we go down. Up a third. So that's you skip a third and then you come down, and that's the way this exercise is throughout. And so now we're going to start this full bow on each note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax your shoulders. Fix your intonation when you need to. Full bow stroke. Keep that bow moving. So there we did. We started with a third interval and then played just one note down from that in sets of 4. So now we're going to take those and divide those. Instead of playing 4 bows in a measure, we'll play 2 bows in a measure and slur the notes. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, down. Sorry. Down bow, down bow, down bow, up bow, down bow, up bow. Keep that sound smooth. Starting downwards now. Up, up, down, down, up, bow, down, bow, up, bow. Now for most of you, the end of your fingerboard will come to about here. My fingerboard is shortened, so just remember you're trying to keep that bow pretty much in the middle of that range of the end of your fingerboard, and then about in the middle of that range for a nice full sound. We're going to try number 4 one more time, this time playing 4 notes to 4 notes to a bow, so it'll be down bow, 3, 4, up bow, 3, 4. You ready? Up bow, down bow, down, up, down, up bow, down bow, up, down bow, up. And down bow. How did that go? You might have had a little trouble with that, between the down bows and the up bows and the switching over on the strings. Obviously, I wasn't perfect. That's what practice is for. Practice is for imperfections and fixing those imperfections. For my own practice, I would stop there and go back and do that again to try to clean it up more. But we're going to move ahead now to number 5. Now, number 5 is a little more complex because it's fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's traveling fourths. So it's a 1 and a 4, and then a 1 position and a 4th, and a 4th from that. So if I didn't make it clear on the intervals, it's not from C, it's from wherever you're starting. So if you're starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a fourth interval from that note. Now you'll have intervals within the scale, and I'm not talking about those right now because that would be from the start note of your scale. So basically this exercise is working on playing fourths. Sorry. So playing a fourth, and this time we'll do each note, full bow. I'll try to remind you as we go through, and let's take it a little slower than that. Did you start with me? 1, 2, we'll start again. 3, 4. Full bow. Relax those shoulders. You can always do these with a metronome when you're working on your own, and that will help keep you on. I lost my note there because I had something blocking my music and it was in the shade right towards the end. So you might want to do that again. Run this back and do that one again with me to make sure you've got those fourths. That can sound a little strange to us until we get used to them, because we're used to hearing things in thirds. So may sound a little odd to us, that interval of a fourth. So now we're going to try slurring these 2 notes at a time. Down bow, up bow, like that, okay? About the same rate of speed. 1, 2, 3, and ready. Down bow, down bow. Up bow. Down bow. Shoulders. How are you doing? How's your thumb? Is your thumb hurting from pressing too hard on the back of the neck? Try to remember to keep that hand supple. Even though you're pressing, keep your hand supple. How did you do with the cleanliness back and forth? I wasn't perfectly clean. I was focusing more on trying to keep a smooth sound, but when you're shifting between strings and fingerings you're not used to, you can get a little in there, which I certainly did. So again, you could go back and do that again. Stop here, run it back, do that one again. And now we're going to move to a little faster and doing slurring 4 notes at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. bow going. I got lost. I don't know about you, I got lost on that one. So let's try that again, maybe a little slower. And I'm just going to shout out what direction your bow should be going because my intonation was awful on that one. Down bow will start 1, 2, 3, 4. Up bow. Keep that bow moving. Up bow. Up bow. Down bow. Up bow. Down bow. Up bow. Up bow. And down bow. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be working on that some more. Several times. So once we've got those fourths going and back and forth over the strings, you can see much harder to keep your bow moving, the notes moving. This one in particular would be cleaner if you play it faster. Let me see if I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Well, sort of. You get the idea. It's easier to keep your bow moving a little faster, but there are things to be learned from doing it slowly too. So, I'm going to be working on this some more. How about you? See you next week, and hope these get working out nice and smooth for you this week. Thanks for being my cello buddy. I'll see you soon.